Rancho del Arroyo is one of the most unique reserves in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and after the release of Rebontuli Coast it has become arguably one of the best maps to get trophies in the game. It is full of fantastic locations where you have a decent chance to find some diamonds and rares. So the goal of this video is to show you the best locations and times as well as every single hotspot map to hunt all the species on Rancho del Arroyo. 18 to 21. That is a diamond potential level 2 Pheasant. I have never recorded one below level 3, but I've seen many posted. Actually, I've seen some in a few videos, and I remember very well that at least 2 of those diamonds also had an estimate of 18 to 21. So that is certainly a promising estimate for a level 2 Pheasant, especially considering that the diamond score is 20.3. That is the required score for them to make it. Also, if you are looking to find a diamond pheasant, make sure to pay attention to their max estimate tracks, which are the ones that say 2 to 3 kilograms. By the way, we found this guy in what is one of the best locations to hunt pheasants on Rancho del Arroyo. This bottom left corner is a really nice location to find them, and overall this whole region is probably the area with a higher concentration of pheasants on the map. It has always been a great spot even before the population redistribution, and not only for pheasants because it is also decent for Mexican Bobcat, Rio Grande turkey, Whitetail, and coyote. Now, regarding the best weapons to hunt roosters and hens, in my opinion the 12 gauge Cacciatore and the Cuso Model 1897 16 gauge shotgun are the 2 best weapons to hunt pheasants, mainly due to their high magazine capacity and high fire rate. They are both fantastic shotguns as long as you manage to get close enough to the target, which ain't always easy when hunting pheasants. That's why it's really important to minimize the amount of sound you make, so try to avoid running as much as possible when you know you are close to a flock. Alright, they are here. Let's see if we can spot the big one. Okay, there is a rooster over there. And there's also a rooster here, which is in a smaller level 2, so the big one should be over there. And as you can see, now we're running because we're now inside the shotgun range. But only now that we know exactly where they are, and as I said, we're close enough to use a shotgun. Apart from this area, the pheasant also inhabits a bunch of different locations that make up what I'ma call the home range number 1. It is essentially the only section of the map, the only home range where you can find pheasants and turkeys. It is also one of the 2 home ranges where you can find whitetail, and one of the 3 where you can find antelope jackrabbit, coyotes, and Mexican bobcat. Oh, I guess that's him. Yeah, that's a big one. Let's see. He is down. We might have dropped a level 2 diamond pheasant. There comes a hen also gonna shoot her. That's it. Anyway, let's see how big is this guy. 20.15. That's a monster. The diamond score is 20.29, so this guy is a giant. Not big enough to make it, sadly. Anyway, this location is certainly worth checking if you wanna find a big pheasant or a trophy of any of the species that inhabit the first home range. However, it ain't the only great location to hunt these animals, because this area up here, located at the north of the region called Los Matorrales, is perhaps the single best location to hunt pheasants and turkeys on Rancho del Arroyo. There are multiple feed zones and rest zones around this lake, so you can expect to see a high amount of turkeys and of course a high amount of roosters and hens. Also, we can't ignore that on this area we have what is one of the best lakes to hunt whitetail and the elusive Mexican bobcat. It is a quite consistent location and a great option to hunt the species at their drink time. On Rancho del Arroyo, whitetail drink from 8 to 11:30 in the morning, while on the other hand the Mexican bobcat drinks from 1700 to 2000. $124 to $154. Level 5 Javelina. That ain't the highest top estimate I've seen on a level 5, but it's certainly high enough to think it has a really high chance to make it. So you know that's probably a diamond, but there is also a decent chance it trolls. And especially because Javelinas are quite famous for trolling. We got company. So if we don't wanna get killed here, I think we should get on the tripod. Alright, as you can see that zone is absolutely loaded with Javelinas, and we could actually say the same of every single drink zone on this spot. Look at that. I have 5 different zones on this lake, and each of them has about 20 peccaries, which means that this lake has around 100 javelinas. 100 javelinas on a single location, that's insane. For that reason, this lake is the single best location to hunt javelinas inside of what I'm called the Javelina home range, which is the home range number 2. It is the only region where you can find javelinas and perhaps the best one to hunt Mexican bobcat. There are 8 bodies of water on this home range, which is quite a low number for such a large javelina population, so expect to see a high concentration of peccaries on every single of these spots. Oh, look at that! 140 to 170 level 4 javelina. I didn't see that guy before, but he's on the same zone as the level 5, and I gotta say, that is the most impressive estimate I have ever seen on a level 4. So now we have another target apart from the level 5 we spotted first. To hunt these guys, I recommend you using any class 428 or class 429 rifle. Also, in case you have the high-tech honey pack, you can use the night vision binos to spot everything on the dark without any issue. The pack also includes this night vision scope, which looks cool but is not the greatest. It barely has any magnification, so it's not as useful as the binos. Okay, the huge level 4 is right there, but I must shoot the 5 first since it has a way higher chance to make it. That's it. Now let's shoot the 4. Damn, we're gonna have to track him. But first of all, let's see the score of this level 5 colored Peccary. Hopefully diamond, let's see. 148.84. Diamond. We barely hit the longs and I already lost the count of how many diamonds I've gotten here. Definitely a must check in location. Now we're tracking the huge level 4 and I gotta say this is a situation where I kinda miss the sunlight. In fact, I rarely ever hunt javelinas at night since there are many great locations to find feed zones and rest zones during the day. There he is. He's at about 50 meters, so we're gonna take a shot here. He is down. 142.42, that's a monster. You know, level 4s don't get much bigger than this. Now, before we finish this video, we're gonna go over the third and last home range, which is the home of the Mule Deer and the Bighorn. Although you can also find a good amount of whitetail and a decent number of the 3 species that inhabit the whole reserve, which are the bobcat, the coyote, and the antelope jackrabbit. There are many lakes inside this third home range and some of them are amazing if you visit them at the correct times. For example, this big lake located on Bosque Alto, it's an outstanding place to hunt mule deer and bighorn, and it ain't bad to hunt whitetail. And the same can be said for this pond up here, which even though is usually not special for whitetail, it is fantastic for mule deer and sometimes for bighorn. It can be quite good for bobcat as well, but the species that really shines here is the mule deer.